Today, I'm going to make the boldest claim I ever made. The fact that university rankings do not matter. Here's what matters instead, how universities are different and how you should pick universities. Look, I'm not dumb. I'm not saying Harvard and UT Arlington or UT Dallas are similar. Obviously, there's a difference. To understand, let's look at one analogy. So there's a spectrum. On one spectrum, we have Facebook, Google, Amazon, the top companies that you would want to work as a software development engineer. On the other, we probably have, scam companies that you probably wouldn't want to work with. In the middle are amazing companies who weren't able to make that great level, like it's a FANG, Facebook, Google, Amazon, Netflix, all those companies. But in the middle are also amazing companies that you would want to work on as a software development engineer. This includes, Lucidchart, Dropbox, a lot of amazing companies that will also be amazing for you. However, the difference between those companies, between Lucidchart and Dropbox, are very inconsequential. So if, say, Lucidchart is ranked 100 and Dropbox is ranked, 300, the difference between them, although you'll be like there's 200 ranks of difference, that significance is very, very minute. And the difference between them, say location, great pay, great salary, some of those might be different, and those are the things that you should look into rather than just because of the ranking. And that's how university rankings are similar as well. You should always try to go to Facebook similarly, you should always try to go to Harvard. But if you can't, the middle bunch of that there is, the difference in ranking does not matter too much. So for us to understand why ranking doesn't matter too much, why there's not such a significant difference, we'll have to look at how rankings are made in the first place. So it's no secret that the university ranking system at itself is very well flawed. So there's some weird metrics that you'll see. Some common metrics are academics, which makes sense, professor quality, blah blah blah, makes sense. But there's some also weird ones. So there are different organizations such as Forbes, such as US News, such as Niche, lots of companies rank differently in different criteria. So if Harvard is like first in one ranking, it might be 10th in another. So it depends on a lot of factors by different companies. But yeah, there are some weird factors such as how green the campus is, how the party life is. They may or may not be your biggest considerations, or may or should or shouldn't be the consideration, or whether or not, that university is great and all. So that itself is very flawed. But most importantly, rankings are more based on the graduate school rather than the undergraduate school. So for example, a university, when it has a graduate school, it creates a lot of publications, and those publications, those academic journals, determine a lot of ranking than the growth and the importance of undergraduate degrees. In some universities, the undergraduate degrees is just ignored, and graduate degrees is the most focused. So in the end, undergraduate degrees are just a medium for those universities to take money in, even if they're very high ranked. So yeah, so ranking itself is very, very flawed. But yeah, if ranking systems are not the best determinants of how to differentiate, then if all universities are similarly, what makes them different? What's actually the difference between UT Arlington and Harvard? So I'll categorize into three different aspects. First, the academics. The academics, firstly, is more or less the same in everywhere that you go. Let me explain. So the accreditation institute, the accreditation entity that accredits, says that the curriculum of that university or that college is nice, is same for Harvard and is the same for UT Dallas or UT Arlington at the same time. So moral of the story is, you learn what you learn in Harvard, and you also learn in UT Arlington, UT Dallas, Denison, Colgate, you learn similar stuff in that particular degree. However, what differs is the way the professor teaches, is the classroom size, is the interaction, is how they help you to think critically. Those are the stuff that are different, that you probably will get a better version of in Harvard rather than in UT Dallas. So yeah, those differ. The quality of professors probably will differ as well, because obviously the best of the best will go into Ivies and not will come into Dallas. Yeah, so yeah, that matters as well. However, I would like to say that it doesn't matter too significantly. In the end, you will have to put in effort in Harvard and you will have to put in effort here as well. All universities in the States or Western universities try to maintain a standard. They don't drop their standard just because some students are, I don't know, failing or aren't able to graduate. And that's why the graduation rate in many universities is so low. In Harvard, it's like over 95%, but in state schools, you will see it's, I don't know, 60%, blah, blah, blah. And the reason is, it's because this standard of difficulty, the standard is similar in Harvard and is similar everywhere else. So they don't drop their standard. If you put in the effort, in the end, you'll have to put in effort everywhere, and I don't know, you have to be good. The difference isn't that much. Secondly, resources. Hands down, the top rank colleges has better resources, hands down. And there are reasons to it. First, top ranks means you have more prestige, more successful people, more successful alumni. It means you get more donations, which means you can put those donations to make more resources available. So maybe you have, I don't know, 3D printers, maybe you have more efficient labs, maybe you have labs that support anti-gravity, what do they call that, whatever, you have specialized labs. So obviously, if those are highly ranked, you will have access to much better labs, you will have access to much better resources such as better research opportunities, blah blah blah. There's amazing resources. However, one thing that I have learned, at least in the last 7 months in university, is resources is only good, and resources depends on how well you use it. So you may be around hundreds and thousands of different resources, but you may choose not to use any of them at all. So UT Dallas, for example, has resources at our disposal all the time, and it asks us to go, please use it. It sends us emails that, oh, come and do this. But if you don't have the willingness to go for it, then you won't use resources, whether or not if you're in Harvard or if you're in I don't know, a random shit university. So in the end, it's your mindset that's more important. So you may be like, okay, it's the university ranking is 400 and 500. It has, I don't know, no resources for me to use. But even if you go there, you probably wouldn't most of its resources at your full disposal, which will help you reach your full career potential. So yes, use resources. And even if you, I guarantee you, even if you come to UT Dallas, I guarantee you won't be able to use most of its resources, most of you. So yes, resources at itself the difference isn't that significant in that regard. Thirdly, and very importantly, connections. Lots of universities, high-ranked universities, tend to have more connections, say to Silicon Valley, to some companies. So, and this is a good thing or bad thing, depends on how you look at it. In America, where jobs come more through connections and more people were through know you rather than just normal applications. So recruiters want to get to know you, and the only way they will get to know you is if they go to target colleges, target schools, make connections, know them, and then they can refer them back to their hiring managers. It's a process I'll explain in a future video. Some companies, say Google, Amazon, only go to a select few colleges, select universities, and don't tend to go to others. That's a huge disadvantage in many cases because you don't get to know recruiters. But in the end, LinkedIn exists, other methods exist for you to get to know recruiters. So LinkedIn does level the playing field a bit. However, now that I talk about LinkedIn, go and connect with me. My social will be up here. Connect with me. I'm trying to build a community. I'll help about careers opportunities as well. So yeah, if you think about it deeply, the difference between top colleges and the bottom ones aren't that different. College is mostly what you make of it. You may go to Ivies and do nothing in the end, but you may go into a state school and be a rock star. And many people teach Ivies, MIT, Harvard and everything, and go into state schools, the local public schools, because they know that's the right fit for them. So if you're in if the decision is a vacuum where you're like, oh my god, I have to choose between UT Dallas and Harvard, then the choice is most likely going to be Harvard most of the time. However, we sadly don't live in a vacuum. Sometimes, most of the cases, we don't even have the privilege to make that choice. If you do have that choice, because as an international student who's asking for aid, most of the cases, you have to get by with what you have. However, let's assume that you have the chance, have the choice to actually, opportunity to actually decide which university you would want to get to. Let's assume you have the privilege. then what should you look forward to? Then what should you look into? I think there are three main things that you should look at. First, look at the major. Some universities are more renowned for some of their majors rather than others. So for example, UT Dallas is known for its CS program is amazing as compared to its social sciences or natural sciences program, which isn't that great. And the same goes with Ivies as well. Harvard and Yale are not known for their engineering degrees. Well, their engineering degrees are great. They are good, obviously better than most universities, but its social sciences departments are much better, and the MIT's engineering department is much better compared to others. The same goes for Stanford. So some universities are better suited for social sciences, such as economics, gender studies, and others are more suited for engineering. So look into which university is better for your major. That's first. Second, locations. And by locations, I don't mean the weather. I don't mean whether you'll type of food that you'll find, whether are you in suburbs, the weather. I mean, that can be an important consideration as well. That can definitely be a consideration. Some people hate the summer, some people hate the winter. So that may very well be a consideration. But for me, location matters more in terms of employment opportunities. So if your university is located into the suburbs, into a random place, it's very unlikely that universities and recruiters will ever visit you, or your career center will be able to properly ask recruiters to come to you. However, on the flip side, if you are located near a downtown area, which UT Dallas is, it means that recruiters are more likely to come to you, and they would more likely to say that, okay, come to our regional offices. And the best is if you're not only near a metropolitan area, but if that metropolitan area has good, say, technological base, or say technological base, or has recruits a lot of people, has lots of companies, which is the case for Dallas Fort Worth metropolitan area, which is very near to UT Dallas. So that is a very important consideration that you may want to have. Thirdly, it's also about the connections. I mean, whether or not the university actively tries to make sure that its students properly succeed once they graduate. So for example, UT Dallas's Career Center is, I believe, very, very nice. It tries to make its connections, it tries to help you in every way possible. So even if the university is low ranked, sometimes its connections might be much better than the high ranked ones. So for example, if you see Waterloo, it's comparatively low ranked than what I believe it should be. However, its connections are unparalleled to any Canadian university at all. So it has connections to Silicon Valley. Lots of its graduates who go to Silicon Valley, so its career center is amazing. And fourth, bonus advice. I mentioned quantitative stuffs here, what you should do, location and everything. There are also non-quantitative stuff, such as how the environment is, how are the students, how is the environment, are they too aggressive, are they too business minded, I don't know. How will they actually grow you? Will you really like to be that type of person that the university essentially makes you in those 4 years? It's much easier for domestic students to realize this because they understand the difference between different colleges, because they have been discussing it, they have been seeing them for a long while. However, it's much harder for us internationals to actually gauge them, and the only way you can do is just research. Read blogs, read websites, talk with other people, talk about other people's experiences, and see how different the universities are, what vibe each university gives. So it's also about how much the growth that you'll have once you finish studying there. So yeah, the moral of the story is ranking doesn't matter after a certain extent. It's usually said after the 50th ranking, it doesn't matter too much. Obviously, the university that's ranked 50th and 500 has a difference, but the difference usually isn't too profound. Look at the stuff that I said that's more important, and make your decision based on that. Ranking is in the only determinant and is never the most important determinant. It matters, but it's not as much as you'd like to think. I hope this video was helpful. Thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it, share it with your friends, and I hope at the end of the day you get into somewhere good and you choose your colleges based on that. Finance is important. Don't only look at rankings, finance, and all the other things that I talked about are important as well. Great, goodbye, see you in a future video.